So Undead Citadel has been in development for like 5 years now, and it's just released on Steam, with future releases coming soon for PSVR 2, Quest 2, Pico 4, I don't know, and YVR. You know, everyone asks why VR, but no one ever asks how VR. I'm a little mixed on this game, and it seems everyone else is too, but why? Well, it's for a variety of reasons, but overall, I think it boils down to this. If this game had released 3 or 4 years ago, it would be great, but today it feels a little outdated. All that said, with a few tweaks here and there, I think it could become something really impressive.
Oh, damn you, Connex! Is this my true destiny? To die alone under the rain, just like an animal? Are you listening?
Doing some hand acting. No, I would say body acting, but I'm only a belt and hands. So you start this game hearing your own character just yelling profusely at a god named Karnax, and your name is something. I may have forgotten to hit record for a little bit, so let's just call him Angrius Maximus. Angrius likes to yell for even mundane situations, talk about how he needs a good brothel, and how he misses plundering and pillaging back in the day.
Ah, at last! The lascivious boar! This must be the brothel!
So this murder hobo finds his way into the Citadel that's infected with hordes of undead, and for some reason decides to try and save the day instead of just leaving. And that's basically the story. No offense to the voice actor here, but luckily the settings will let you turn off this voice completely if you want.
Put some meat on those bones!
The core gameplay of Undead Citadel is actually pretty okay. I personally prefer the fast-paced, kind of anime-style fighting of battle talent, but once you start to get used to the weight delay that every weapon has in this game, the more you start to land a few more blows. There's some things that are just kind of frustrating, though. The enemies all suffer from being a little clumsy. It honestly kind of feels boring at times because of how easy they are to fight. It's the same issue as Blade and Sorcery for me, where all the enemies seem to have the exact same moveset, with the exception of a few heavily armored zombie chads, but then these guys are also really easy to beat, so I don't know. And this isn't just me not trying to get into it. It feels like your reaction time doesn't mean much in this game, since you don't have time to do anything beyond a stab or a short swing, since it takes so long to move your hand with it, like delaying your swing. And I'm not saying objects shouldn't have weight, but what currently is in place feels like a really slow experience. One big thing, though, why are so many of them just running around without any clothes on? Why did half of the people in this city die and become a zombie while completely bare butt in the tub? It's unsettling, man. Stepping into some mechanics of the game, your weapons can actually break in this game, but it seems like they break way too easily, or at least way faster than they should.
A weapon! My kingdom for a weapon!
Sometimes you're literally just scrambling like mad to find a weapon during the middle of a fight, and oh yeah, you can't run in this game either, so that's fun. It's very immersive to have things chasing you while you're just taking a leisurely stroll.
Oh, not again!
Can these weapons not be made out of cardboard, please? So if you can't find a weapon in time, you'll just die and get sent back to your last checkpoint, but they create so few save points in this game that it's really annoying. Like, sometimes you'll get sent back 20 minutes or so from dying as a result of one well-placed attack by the enemies. Or not well-placed attack, I can't really tell. They need to work on the hitboxes in this game, dude. Sometimes it doesn't even look like they really hit you. If I die in something like Blade and Sorcery or Battle Talent, I'm like, damn, maybe I'll try to get better for next time. But in this game, I feels like I was swarmed unfairly. And there's a really weird mechanic in here too. All the enemies want to duel you with swords and weapons and hammers and stuff, but only until they lose their arms. Oh, okay. What? About the weapon breaking thing, I do like the idea of weapons breaking a bit, but sometimes you'll get a really cool weapon and then it's just gone like 2 seconds later. Also, maybe add something like whetstones at random spots around the level. A few seconds at a whetstone to repair your favorite new weapon would actually be a really cool mechanic in this game and give another reason to go scavenging inside all the buildings other than just finding moldy old apples and potions. And yes, you eat just horribly expired and rotten food in this game to regain health. With that said, I do kind of like it when consumables in a VR game are manually, well, consumed. It's just really fun to go for the RuneScape or Skyrim rule where you're furiously fighting for your life, but also scarfing down an entire loaf of stale, rock-hard bread in a matter of seconds. And that's the thing here, interaction in this game is all there. Undead Citadel has a ton of physical objects to open, knock around, and even lets you use fire as a pretty vital mechanic sometimes, letting you light a candle, using that candle to light a torch, and so on. You also have these fun little lock-picking puzzles.
Another lock. Let's see if I can pick it.
What do you mean another lock? This isn't picking a lock, this is just figuring out the locker combination.
Bloody hell! I hate having to use my brains to think!
Okay, just calm down, buddy.
Ha! Ha ha!
Cool. That was actually kind of neat. Even if it isn't perfect and it's kind of janky, seeing your wrist just completely do a 360-degree spin, this is what it means for a game to be built for VR. You don't need to be able to interact with everything, but if you can plan for even a few moments of human curiosity, like, oh, I wonder if I can light this brazier on fire, and it works, you've rewarded the player in such a satisfying way.
That potion might come in handy.
Yeah.
Oh, a perception potion. It will come in handy.
Oh, is that the whole thing? Am I about to overdose? What's happening? It's a weird way to tell you that the potion's ending. For me, it's just a ton of small tweaks I'd like to see from this game, so let's lay it all out. Add sprinting. Both Battle Talent and Blade and Sorcery involve letting you run by swinging your arms, and it adds to the immersion. All the zombies get to run, so why can't I? This is supposed to be a fast-paced action game, swinging wildly, but you're stuck moving at only one super slow speed. Audio. Guys, you need to completely revamp your sound design in this game. Almost everything sounds like a free, super low-quality sound effect from a 240p YouTube video. Sound design in both film and game design is absolutely crucial to the final quality of media, and so often gets put to the side. It may sound harsh, I'm sorry, but that's the difference between a AAA title and a forgettable one-off. Reduce how much damage weapons take during combat. I fought like 10 zombies in a row one time and broke 3 weapons back to back, and they were brand new weapons. Like, why did this Citadel make all of their swords out of paper mache? I understand a weapon getting damaged that quickly, but not breaking completely. Add in some kind of progression system. As it stands right now, looking around in buildings is really only to replenish your supplies, but I'd love to see the chance of finding some items that permanently increase your health bar a bit, give you a boost to your base movement, or maybe makes you effectively stronger by making weapons weigh less. It would be interesting to make exploration a reward in the game instead of a chore, I feel. At the end of the day, Undead Citadel has attempted something actually super commendable here. This game does look pretty stunning too. Even though everything has a weird blue filter on wherever you go and film grain always on, I'd love for those options to be an option, and luckily they've optimized this pretty well, so I was able to play it super smoothly at medium settings. Given that they're also targeting standalone headsets, it's great that they optimize for systems at a low fidelity like this, but here's hoping that they look okay on those platforms. In conclusion, Undead Citadel has some definite promise as a fun romp around in yet another zombie title. The story and setup have some decisions that I personally feel are a little bit over the top, but also don't go as far as to try and tell a real story outside of the obnoxious monologues from Angrius Maximus. The enemies are all a little too easy to fight, and nothing ever feels like I'm really colliding with them in a believable way. Sometimes you go right through, and sometimes you hit them like a brick wall. The game looks beautiful, but the big thing I'm kind of picking up here though is that they spent too much time making this game look great, and not enough time making it feel or sound great. Without sounding too harsh or disrespecting their time spent on this, like, this game feels like it's still in early access, not a full release. That also took half my health. And that just dropped to the floor. It still needs a lot of work. With that said though, I'd love to make a follow-up video at some point to show how far it's come if they buckle down and, take player suggestions to heart. Anyways, that's more or less it from me. We're about to hit 4,000 subscribers here, which is bonkers, so welcome to all of you newbies here. Feel free to subscribe or join the Discord Larrytown USA down below to stay up to date, or just, hang out. Post some memes, whatever. This last week we played Battle Talent live on stream, and that was actually a lot of fun, so maybe I'll start making Sundays a day that we can all hang out live together and play some stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Anywho, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Don't know what I'm gonna play yet. See you guys. Cheers. My hand's over there. How far away can I get from my hand? I can't even see my hand anymore.